A really good testimony will include, will include running from the cops and or beating up a Christian who shared the gospel. But many of us don't have a particularly gripping testimony. It's a blessing to not have an interesting testimony. It's a wonderful thing when God saves a person out of a life of sex, drugs, and rock and roll. Who doesn't love hearing these kinds of stories? But the consequences of sin don't suddenly disappear once Jesus comes into your life. We all carry around the baggage of our past. If God saved you before you had a chance to do all of those wicked, nasty, regretful things you could have done, then be grateful. You, your spouse, kids, and even church family will never have to deal with the lasting consequences of those things. Word to those feeling down because they think their testimony is inadequate, right? This is a word to them. Be grateful that God spared you from the heartbreaking, soul-wrenching consequences of some sins. Be grateful that God saved you before you could wreck your life. Be grateful that you're not carrying years of baggage around with you. So at this point, Los, did you want to make any concluding points?
Well, basically, I want to share that sharing, whether, you're deep in your theology or not, I think what God is mainly concerned with is the genuineness of your faith. So make sure that your motives are right. And I think your motives, as you filter them through the scriptures, as you see what God deems important, man, you really begin to, dig into yourself and make sure that what you share and what you do is God honoring and God exalting. So yeah, I would encourage someone as they're sharing their story to always lace it with the gospel, man, and make sure that the gospel's central, foundational, and most importantly, I think, be God honoring and joyful in the glory of God as you share. That. So find joy in that. Find joy in the gospel and share that. Make that clear as you share what He has done, specifically in your experience. But always take it back to the cross. Always take it back there, because that's the reason why we can share a testimony in the first place.
Amen.
So, yeah, man, share genuinely, but in order to share genuinely, we really need to dig into the cross, to what Christ has done. And that's the way we do all things, man. So that would be my encouragement.